Hi guys, hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. I uploaded a video today, but I'm going to take it down because it's crap. Patience will have her video up the first of next week at the worst. And when I post that, I will explain in the description what's been going on there. It'll just take too long to explain it now, and I don't want a 15-minute video. Sierra will have her video up this weekend, since I'm kind of taking her day. But, I'm still moving this camera too much. I've got to get my tripod. I've got to dig it out and use it. The subject of this video is not Hunger Games, because that will be January 7th when I've actually read the book. I'm like 6 chapters in right now, so it's not enough to review it. Oh gosh, excuse me. These videos get crappier every time I take them. Okay, so the subject of this video is, over the holidays, I was asked if I think that I will ever outgrow this fangirl thing. No, I don't, and I told the guy that. What about you guys? Do you think you'll ever outgrow being a fangirl? Patience? Sierra? What about you? I really cannot see either of you not fangirling out with me over things. It's just, so much of our relationships is fangirling, and it's how we got to know each other as well as we have. It was just like, oh my gosh, did you read this book? Did you see that movie? Did you watch that television show? Oh my gosh, have you heard this band? They're all so hot. Why do we go to that, guys? Why do we go to so hot? Stupid hormones. I'm 23. They should even out by now. I shouldn't do this. Okay, so, I guess the reason why I never want to not be a fangirl, the reason why I'm always going to be one, is what I identify it with. I was in a really dark place, and one day I might explain all that to you guys, but I was being bullied a lot at school, and I had gotten to this point where I didn't want to live anymore. I wasn't considering killing myself, because I didn't know that there was this option. Like, I didn't know that there was just, like, a button you could push and be like, game over, and it should be the end of it. I didn't know there was a quit option. I thought it was something that you're here until you're not here anymore, and it's not your choice. Or I would not be making this video. I can pretty much guarantee that if I had known suicide was an option when I was 9 years old, my parents would have had a pretty gruesome discovery one day. When I was 14, I started being homeschooled. I was having a lot of trouble at school, just socially. As far as the actual schoolwork went, I loved school. I was like straight A honor roll student. I was going to be put into AP math classes, which is hilarious because my parents realized that first year when they brought me out to homeschool me that I could not do math without a calculator. Yeah, I can't believe I just admitted that to the entire world. I still suck at math. But, that was my AP subject. Wow. But, yeah. I was struggling a lot getting along with people, and I had reached this point where I didn't speak to anyone. You could take me out in public, and I would put so many walls up and shut down to such a degree that I could not tell you. Like, we went to a restaurant, I couldn't tell you if our waiter was male or female. I didn't order my own food. I was 18 before I could say, I would like a Sprite, please. Thank you, to a waiter. Simplest line ever. I would like a insert drink here, please. And when they'd say okay, you say thank you. Just simple interaction like that. I couldn't do it. It was physically painful to do that. Which was about the time that I tripped on a copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on my way up the stairs to my bedroom to find a book to read, because my dad was going to make me read one of his books if I didn't have a book by that night when he got off work. So I tripped on this book. I fell down the stairs. It tumbled down the stairs after me, hit me in the head. Well, if it's going to be that violent about it, I'm going to read the freaking thing. So I started reading Harry Potter. And then I got online. And I discovered there was this entire freaking world of wizards out there. There were so many Potterheads out there that it is incredible. It meant that every day I had to be bumping into like 12 of them and not even knowing it. Okay, maybe I wasn't, because I was in a homeschool group, and it was a lot of hardcore Christian homeschool kids. And if I walked in carrying my homeschool books, they pretty much, like, did the sign of the cross at me and, like, stay back, evil creature. Satan has your soul. Blah. He didn't. I think I learned more about God through Harry Potter than I did through being a Catholic schoolgirl. Or at least about what God wants us to do and how He wants us to behave, but that is not what this video is about. This video is about being a fangirl. Being a homeschool girl. There'll never be a video about that. It's a horrible thing to be. Actually, I loved it. It was great. So yeah, I discovered this entire world out there where people, they didn't just like Harry Potter. They didn't just enjoy Harry Potter. They were obsessed. They could tell you every one of Dumbledore's names. They could tell you all these different interactions between the wizarding world and actual physical history. I think one of my favorites was when I realized that there was actually wizarding laws that made it to where they cast spells on things so that muggles, us non-magical folk, wouldn't know that the wizarding world existed. So I remember like having this full-on argument with my dad. It's one of the very few arguments we've actually had. And he and I were going back and forth about, and it started off as just this weird, just random comment of, Sarah, you know the wizarding world doesn't exist. And being the smart ass I am, I said, well, Dad, you're a muggle. If the wizarding world did exist, you wouldn't know anyway. Jaw dropped, stares at me. I was like, well, listen. I mean, there's this entire department in the Ministry of Magic dedicated to making sure us muggles don't know shit. They erase our memories when we do bump into them. If we were to try to go up to Hogwarts, like if we just happened to find Hogsmeade one day on accident, we'd be walking down the road headed for Hogsmeade and like, I need to go get milk at that store down the road by my house. And we just like wander off and we totally forget that there was this village that we wanted to go see. Or there was this big ass castle up on the hill that we had to go see that castle. And it would look so run down, Dad. And like I had like this full on argument. Like I knew exactly all the reasons why, as a muggle, I wouldn't know Hogwarts existed. And he couldn't argue with any of them. It was fantastic. Like, he would try and I was just like, no. Here, these are the facts. These are the Harry Potter facts. You can't argue with them. That was a great moment for me. Terrible one for him. But it has sparked a lot of conversations with us since. So like, the Harry Potter fandom was fantastic. It got me writing. It got me reading more. It got me talking to people and opening up. And within a year of joining the Harry Potter fandom, I could make eye contact with people in the real world. It wasn't a lot, and it wasn't constant, and it wasn't something that I did every day. But when I talked to my siblings, I could make eye contact with them. I hadn't done that in years. When I went to family events, I could insert a line or two into conversations. I was almost 18 before I could order my entire meal at a restaurant. But building up to that was very small steps to where I would start making eye contact. I could start noticing, hey, today our waiter is a kind of a cute blonde boy. Or our waitress has really pretty eyes. Or I like the way that guy talks. It's amusing to me. To where before, these were things I didn't notice. I didn't even notice that there was a person there. I mean, for all I knew, a guy in a dog suit could have walked up and I'd have just been like, is he gone yet? Okay. You know, like, it was horrible for me. But being part of the Harry Potter fandom, it saved my life. But it brought me out a lot. To where I can actually do these videos now because I've got so many people out there that I know and that I love and that I have supporting me. And I wouldn't have those without Harry Potter, without being a fangirl and being part of a fandom. And I've been part of so many other fandoms, and each one is very different and very unique. But at the base, at the core of all of these things is just a group of people who really, really enjoy this one thing. And I love that. I love that there's something out there that can bring us all together that way. And it's fantastic. So for me, no. I will never not be a fangirl. I never want to not be a fangirl. I never want to deny that it ever was a fangirl. Because being a fangirl saved me. And I'm sure it saved a few of you. So I'm going to end this video here. I want you guys to tell me down below what your fandoms are, what being a fangirl means to you, and whether or not you think you'll ever not be a fangirl. And I will see you January 7th. Bye, guys.